Change is inevitable for the Green Bay Packers, and change needs to happen. What am I talking about, guys? Before I get into it in this video, take a second to hit the subscribe button. Okay, so the Green Bay Packers getting help from around the league, even the terrible Carolina Panthers knocking off the Atlanta Falcons, helping out the Green Bay Packers. But yet, that is not good enough for them to come up with a win versus Tampa Bay at home, a game that it was a must win for the Green Bay Packers, and they just don't do it. So, what is the change that is inevitable and needs to happen? The stats do not lie. Joe Barry has got to go. He is so terrible. In fact, watching tweets throughout the game, I mean, this just kind of says it perfectly right here. This is Joe Barry trying to coach the Packers defense. I think this is hilarious because it is bad. And I know some people have chimed in, throughout the week. So when I'm talking about Joe Barry and him needing to go and all this stuff, and some disagree, which I think is comical. Joe Barry can't stop. Honestly, at times, I honestly think he couldn't stop a good high school football team. He is just that bad. And it's not the talent that is around them, because the Green Bay Packers are loaded with talent on the defensive side of the ball and frankly on the offensive side of the ball. So here's the thing. Matt LaFleur is not the problem. Matt LaFleur calls a good offensive game. There was times where I thought they needed to give the ball to Aaron Jones a little bit more, and maybe that's preserving him health-wise. I don't know. I don't know the whole ins and outs. Nobody does, right? But at the end of the day, Matt LaFleur needs to let go of his buddy Joe Barry. I don't understand why he's been hanging on to Joe Barry. It is a mystery to me, guys. Leave your comments. Let me know what you think. Why is Joe Barry still calling the defense in Green Bay when he has proved time and time again he just can't get the job done? Let's take a look at the total stats as it stands. Green Bay Packers, they just get outplayed because the time of possession, it doesn't show it on here, but the time of possession had to have been immense, right? It's really hard to get in an offensive flow when your defense is out on the football field all the time because you can't stop anything. Third down efficiencies, as you see here, Tampa Bay 7 of 11 on third down efficiencies, 1 for 1 on fourth down efficiency. Absolutely uncalled for. Shouldn't be the case. Even there was a time when it was second and like 18 and they got the first down. It was a joke. The Green Bay Packers, I don't care what the scenario is. For me, when I'm watching the games, I don't care if it's third and incredibly long. You can almost bank that the opposing team, which in this case was the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, they're going to get a first down. And they just did that. Green Bay Packers, I thought, did a fantastic job of at least winning the turnover battle. Although Jordan Love gets a fumble when it really didn't even matter. It was fourth and long. And the only knock I have on Jordan Love is he's got to stop running backwards, right? He in the pocket, he just runs 20 yards back on the field. He is athletic and he's quick. So he needs to go towards the sidelines where he did in one of those plays where actually he threw the touchdown play. He scrambled out, threw a phenomenal touchdown pass to Jaden Reed, which Jaden Reed, phenomenal hands. He did a great job of keeping his feet in bounds in that game. But anyways, let's take a look at the stats a little bit further. Let's take a look at the player stats. Baker Mayfield almost throws for 400 yards in this game. 400 yards, 4 touchdowns. They only allowed 99 yards rushing, but that's because they were passing all over them. Chris Godwin looked like a freak out there. 155 yards receiving for Chris Godwin. I don't know how many times linebackers were just blowing coverage. And when you got Devondre Campbell and Preston Smith and all those guys just covering athletic guys down the field, it's just not going to get the job done. It is a joke. Anyways, let's take a look at Jordan Love. Overall, I thought his performance wasn't that bad. 29 of 39, 284 yards, 2 touchdowns. Yes, the stats look a little bit better than reality. He was off on that touchdown pass earlier when they went for it in the goal line on 4th and short. He does go for that, and he just really doesn't hit the mark on that whatsoever. Honestly, so when we look at around the league, go back to the New York Giants game. Tommy DeVito runs for 71 yards, 10 attempts. Today, what did Tommy DeVito do? He gets 4 attempts for 36 yards rushing. The Giants get absolutely blown up by New Orleans. So I guys, let me know, chime in on your comments. I want to know what your thoughts are because to me, I get super frustrated because our defense makes an opposing either running back or quarterback look like they are just this phenomenal player. If I were the opposing quarterback or running back, I would be looking for a contract after I play the Green Bay Packer defense because I just look brilliant and amazing. So those like Tommy DeVito last week looked like a franchise type quarterback, and he just doesn't get the job there done today versus New Orleans. They get blown up versus the New Orleans Saints. Green Bay Packers, super disappointing loss because it was a must win, and honestly, the defense just couldn't stop anything. Tampa Bay puts up 34 points. It was a joke, and Joe Barry needs to go. Let me know what you think. Go Pack.